always great to see you.
How are you?
You look great. I'm doing great. Thanks for asking.
It's been a while.
It's been a while. I got to say congratulations. You're being inducted into the WWE Hall of Fame. Buddy, come on. Well done.
Yeah, it's crazy to think that you get to the point in your career and that you get to the point where you're old enough to go into the Hall of Fame, right? You
like,
still
oh
feel young, but you're like, nah, I'm old.
Yeah, no.
Yeah.
But you were surprised by the news, right?
I was.
Undertaker and...
Yeah, look, as I run the creative for WWE, so in the last few years, I've been like, I'm not putting myself in the Hall of Fame. It is just not...
Yeah,
you can't do that, right? And
Yeah.
so I wasn't going to do it. We had plans for Hall of Fame this year for other people, and we were at a town hall where I was talking to our, WWE's about 800 employees or so, and doing a town hall, and it's all business stuff with WWE President Nick Khan. And at the very end of this, all of a sudden out walks Shawn Michaels and The Undertaker, and I'm thinking like, damn, I should have probably read this format better. Like,
what's going to go down right now?
No idea they were coming out there, and they started. I was very confused, and then they started to get into the Hall of Fame, and I was like, oh man, they got me.
Go.
But to be inducted or to have it be done that way by two guys, Shawn's my best friend, and The Undertaker's just one of the biggest legends and one of the guys that I respect the most in the industry. It was just very, very, very meaningful.
Yeah, here's them surprising you right here.
Usually, if Taker's out there with me like that, he was choke slamming me through that announcement.
Yeah. This is very, very nice. Before you were a Hall of Famer, Triple H, early in your wrestling career, you went by different names.
Very many.
Yeah, I just thought maybe we could revisit some of them.
Let's do it.
This is the first character that you wrestled as. Your name was Terra Rising.
Yes.
Terrorizing. Here you are. And that's good. He's terrorizing. Dude, come on. No, look at the hair. Come on, look at that. It's fantastic.
Like many people, I'm sure I had the Farrah Fawcett poster when I was a kid. And,
legendary Farrah Fawcett.
It made an impact on me. And I
went
with
took her hair.
I went with the hair, yeah.
Oh, my God.
Yeah.
It is so cool.
This goes to show you that sort of at any point in your life, no matter what you look like right now, you can overcome that. So, hey, there's still hope.
Oh, thank you. I appreciate that. Yeah, thank you very, very much. Then you ended up changing your name to Jean Paul.
I didn't change my name to that. The company I worked for changed my name to that.
Because why? Because your last name is kind of...
Because my last name is Levesque. They, as a company that was based in Atlanta in the South, they thought the last name Levesque was this unique name, which it is not. And I had been called to do interviews, and they called me in and they said, we're changing your name from Terrorizing, which is bad enough, to John Paul Levesque, which I thought for a moment might be worse. And they said, we like your last name, it's French. Now go in the other room and cut promos in French. And I was like, it's a big misunderstanding here. Like, I don't speak French at all. And they were like, well, great, go in the other room and speak in a French accent. And
you really don't speak, you didn't
I
speak
don't speak French at all.
Well, thank God there's no footage of you as Jean Paul anywhere.
Yeah. Why do I feel like that's a setup?
Here's a look at Jean Paul in 1994. Take a look at this.
Let me start by apologizing to all the people here today, because I know the men, they see the look in the eyes of their women when Jean Paul walks into the building. They fall to the ground, they fall to their knees in awe of Jean Paul.
There you have it. The comments from Jean Paul.
There you go. Fall to their knees. You fall to your knees, Jean Paul.
At least my hair was wet and I didn't have the full fluff going on.
That's true. Yeah. You made your WrestleMania debut at WrestleMania 12.
Yes.
It was you versus the one and only, the Ultimate Warrior. This is you up here.
That is, that is me. That is me before I would tragically land in the middle of the ring before getting beaten.
What goes through your brain as you're being thrown in the air? I mean, first of all, the fact that anyone can lift you up in the air is insane.
Yeah.
To throw you.
This actually, it's a funny thing for me. This is my first WrestleMania that I would compete in. And for a lot of people, they think this is almost an embarrassing moment in my career for me, where I was basically squashed in a couple of minutes by the Ultimate Warrior. But for me, it was my first WrestleMania, and two, the Ultimate Warrior is one of the biggest stars ever in the WWE. So when they came to me and said, you're going to get to work with the Ultimate Warrior at WrestleMania, I was just out of my mind excited. And sort of that to me is one of my my greatest memories of just it being. It's like going to the Super Bowl and you got to throw against Brady or something like that. It was just such a great experience for me, and I enjoyed it immensely.
What a great career you've had in the whole of your whole wrestling life. But here you are. You started, as we're just saying, all these different characters. Now you're the chief content officer of WWE. You and Dwayne "The Rock" Johnson is the board of directors.
Yeah.
Could you ever think that those two would be in charge of all this?
No. Look, if you go back in time and take the Farrah Fawcett hair guy and the pineapple hair guy, and say, hey, these two guys are going to be running all of this, you would not invest your money in that.
Yeah. Isn't that wild?
Yeah, it's really crazy. You know, I remember meeting Dwayne for the first time and just thinking, God, this guy is just, his charisma is off the charts. Like if he's at all, because I just met him backstage, if he's at all athletic, he's going to be a huge star. And, you know, not only becomes a huge star as The Rock in WWE, but would go on to be the biggest box office attraction in Hollywood ever.
That's right.
And what's really cool about it is all these years later, that was like 96. All these years later, he and I are still collaborating on things and working together behind the scenes to make WWE as great as it can be. For him, it's in his blood. You know, his grandfather, High Chief Peter Maivia, his mother was a promoter, his dad was a wrestler, Rocky Johnson. So, you know, it's in his blood, it's in his DNA. I make a joke with him all the time. When he would do the people's elbow, which I took like every night, while he was kicking my ass. He would stand over you, and as he was getting ready to do the run, you would see him break out in goosebumps all over him. Because the energy and the electricity that come from a live crowd in WWE is like nothing else. And I say to him all the time, you can't get that in Hollywood, man.
No.
And it's, you know, when he comes out now, he still does a thing where he'll hit his arm and show it to the camera because it's covered in goosebumps. And that energy, that electricity that our fans bring to what we do and we give back to them, it's magic. It's like nothing else. WWE is just incredible.
It is you could see how much love goes into all of it.
It really is. It's a passion project. And, you know, I didn't grow up in the business. I was just a kid sitting on the couch in my pajamas watching wrestling every Saturday morning for all hours of the day. That just wanted to do it more than anything in the world.
Kids, this could be you one day. This could be you one day, yeah. But let's talk about WrestleMania 41. This is a big deal. This is Cody Rhodes versus John Cena.
Yeah, Allegiant Stadium, Las Vegas, next weekend. So it's 2 nights, and the big main event on the second night is John Cena versus Cody Rhodes.
Las Vegas.
Yeah.
WrestleMania in Las Vegas. What is it? What can we expect?
They say everything that happens in Vegas stays in Vegas, but with us, everything that happens in Vegas that weekend will be heard worldwide.
Yeah, that's it. It's going to be fantastic.
Yeah.
Is John excited to...
So John Cena, who is the ultimate good guy and has been, you know, his whole mantra, his entire career, hustle, loyalty, respect, he has just been the ultimate good guy. You know, as a human being, has done more wishes for Make-A-Wish than any other celebrity in history.
Yeah,
he's incredible. But the challenge on this is he's in his retirement run. He will end his career, in-ring career, in December with WWE. So he's kind of got this year as his farewell, and he came back and turned into a bad guy. In our business, he turned heel, and he beat the crap out of Cody Rhodes with The Rock and with Travis Scott. And they beat the crap out of Cody Rhodes. And it's amazing to see that transformation of John from like the most beloved character in WWE to just Darth Vader. They hate him. And he is working very hard to make them hate him. So it's
going to be something great to watch next week on Peacock. I want to say congrats on WrestleMania, but really congrats on the Hall of Fame. You deserve everything. Thank you for coming back to Triple H, everybody! Catch both nights of WrestleMania 41 next Saturday and Sunday live on Peacock. We'll be right back with more Tonight Show. Stick around.